Stuck in life. Anybody feeling the same? Welcome to the club. Yay! Oh, why I left New York City after 15 years? Well, it was a chain of events. Hi, my name is Unjuna. I'm a New York attorney but currently live in South Korea. Since this is my first video, I want to share my story a little bit. When I graduated from college many years ago, the global financial crisis hit the Asian market, including South Korea. At the time, companies were not hiring. Some of the big names went bankrupt. People lost their homes and jobs. It was not that pretty at all. The exchange rate at the time skyrocketed, becoming almost 2.5 times more expensive to exchange Korean won with the same dollar in a matter of months. Everybody thought that the whole country was on the verge of bankruptcy. I always wanted to do something international and study abroad, but it seemed impossible at the time with that exchange rate. I tried to save some money after graduation, but not enough to study abroad. Sounds like cliche, but I came to New York City with nothing much in my pocket. I had a little bit of savings and a 26 grand scholarship for law school, which was barely enough to survive 1 year in New York City, if you know the expense. But I wanted to create a new future for me, so I had to take the leap of faith and grab the opportunity to receive that scholarship and came to New York City. Some of my friends told me that I was crazy, I was too old to try, things like that, and I would never be successful because they heard of somebody who was not successful after law school. But looking back, I was not too old to try. I was so young, just full of dreams. Thought that if I missed that scholarship, if I let that opportunity pass by out of fear, I would never be able to go anywhere. I thought, okay, let's survive 1 year in New York City. I'll find a way to make it work. I don't know what I was thinking back then. Secretly though, I was wishing to get some help from my family, even though I had been told growing up I should be independent after high school. And I knew that my family was not in a situation to help me since my father retired early while I was in college. Before the end of my first year at law school, I got a phone call from my mom saying that my family cannot send any money and I need to survive on my own. Back then, I couldn't even afford to buy a plane ticket to fly back home. Every semester after that, I received letters from law school saying that I cannot move on to the next semester because my tuition was not paid in full. But 1 year became 2 years, 2 years became 3 years. I finally graduated from law school, became a lawyer. I survived in New York City for 15 years when other friends went back home. But unexpected things happen in life. In 2019, I subleased my apartment and came to South Korea to take care of my unpleasant personal stuff. Right before leaving New York City, my landlord asked me if I was willing to move out of my rent-stabilized apartment because he wanted to charge a lot more for the apartment if I move out. Excusez-moi, I thought, I've been living here over a decade. My rent is current. I've been a good tenant so far, so now he wants me to move out? I thought I was able to go back soon when I was leaving New York City. But right before the pandemic, my mother had a serious leg injury, so I had to take care of her. Consequently, I wanted to extend my sublease period, but on the moving-in day, my landlord refused to give the apartment keys to my pre-approved new subtenant. My phone was on fire that day while I was sleeping. One thing after another unpleasant events ensued. Next, I couldn't find a new subtenant. My landlord kept sending me messages. When are you coming back? When are you coming back? It was nonstop. I was not sure about my exact return date. On top of that, I didn't want to keep paying rent for my empty apartment. The whole situation didn't feel right. I felt like something was trying to tell me back then. It was time to move on. So I decided not to renew my lease. That was December 31st, 2019. Then boom, the pandemic hit. I still had my clothes, books, furniture at a storage space somewhere in the city. I thought that the pandemic would be over soon, but Delta showed up and then Omicron. I see positive signs of the endemic now, but we're not completely out of it yet. Well, this is my feeling stuck story. What is yours? I guess so many people went through really tough times over the last couple of years, some stories more serious than others. I think it's time to go out in the world and meet some new people. I want to meet awesome people like you guys through YouTube. Frank Sinatra said, if you can't make it in New York City, you can't make it anywhere. Guess what? So I'm going to make it from my mom's apartment in South Korea through YouTube. It's going to be my unstuck story from now on. Some people might say, you're too late to the party. So many people have already finished their unstuck process over the last couple of years. What have you done so far? Well, I believe that there is no such a thing as too late to start or too old to try. Just some people's perception. Perception is not absolute truth. It may sound like powerful truth at first, but it is not. It varies to a great degree depending on who you talk to. Do you want to be part of my unstuck journey? Then subscribe to my channel and follow my journey. Don't forget, subscribe. It's gonna be fun. If you have your own feeling stuck story or you know how to get unstuck, feel free to share in the comments so that other people will know. Thank God I'm not the only one. Oh, I created a Facebook group called The Flying Dreamers, so join us if you want to support each other and share your tips on how to get yourself out of your stuck situation or how to be successful in life. You can find the link in the description. Okay, let's get through this together by sharing our journey. See you next time. Bye. See you.